Dragon King Hall. Chapter 1. Seaside Water Township is the best residential area in Yinzhou City, and the house price is also the most expensive in Yinzhou City. A two-story villa with 300 square feet is located in the best location in Seaside Water Township. 25-year-old Zhang Xuan crawled on the ground, holding a white cloth in his hand, wrung it out on the bucket beside him and carefully wiped the expensive floor under him. In the courtyard of the villa, that parked Porsche, Ferrari are dusty. These look luxurious, but none of them belong to Zhang Xuan. He is just a superfluous to the Lin family, married to the first magnate in Yinzhou City, the president of the Lin Group, Lin Qinghan. As Lin Qinghan's husband, in the month he was a member of the Lin family, he did all the work of a servant, and never went to bed with Lin Qinghan, for the simple reason that Lin Qinghan looked down on him. The only thing that belongs to Zhang Xuan in this villa is probably the very worn-out bicycle in the courtyard. Zhang Xuan was wearing a white undershirt, beach pants, humming an unknown ditty in his mouth, with a happy expression on his face. Phew, 2 more houses, today's task is complete. A global limited edition Aston Martin stopped in front of the villa. This car, the entire city of Yinzhou, people who can afford to buy, but qualified to buy, none, even the Lin family. Car down a young male, wearing Versace limited edition clothing, can buy this kind of clothes, that has a pivotal position in the country. The youth took off the sunglasses on his face, revealing his handsome face, pushed the door and walked into the villa compound, and with a glance through the huge floor-to-ceiling window, saw Zhang Xuan, who was lying on the ground, pouting and wiping the floor. The handsome young man covered his forehead. My God, boss, you are at least a person who is known as Satan by the world's helmsman. Do not want to change into a housekeeper? Oh no, I should say, housewife. The youth pushed the door, walked into the villa, and lit himself a Gao Shiba Cuban cigar. The rich aroma wafted up when the cigar was lit. Crawling on the floor, Zhang Xuan did not even look at the man, continued to wipe the floor, said, "You know what, this is called love. Put out your damn cigarette for me, you know, my wife does not like to smell smoke." Yo, are these the words that come out of our big smoker's mouth? The handsome young man skimmed his mouth, or honestly put out his cigarette. Boss, do you want to go for a drink tonight? That chick from the royal family of Switzerland called me again today, dying to meet you. If you agree, she will land on her private plane in Yinzhou at the first opportunity. Shit, I'm a man with a wife. What Swiss royal family? Tell her to get lost. Zhang Xuan waved his hand impatiently. And you, get out of here, can't you see I'm scrubbing the floor here? Ah, the handsome youth sighed. What a heartless man. Well, I'll tell that chick. Boss, are you really going to give up everything? The whole underground world is going crazy this month after you disappeared. Bullshit about giving up everything. Zhang Xuan stood up from the ground and slapped the back of the handsome youth's head. Old man now, but I own the whole world. Zhang Xuan said while pointing his finger at the TV wall in the living room, where there was a wedding photo of him and a woman standing together. The woman on the photo, with light makeup, smiled slightly, as if she was as beautiful as an angel. Alright, they say that women in love have no intelligence. I see that men are just like that, then I will go first. The handsome youth shook his head helplessly, exited the villa gate and walked towards the limited edition Aston Martin. While opening the car door, the handsome youth suddenly gave a beat. Right boss, you put Master Sherpa's most valuable things and these garbage into one piece. I guess Sherpa will be very heartbroken when he sees it. The handsome youth nudged the luxury cars in the courtyard that had fallen into dust. Bullshit valuable, the bike is not just for riding, do you want to send you? Zhang Xuan waved his hand with a careless face. Forget it. The handsome young man shook his head. I don't want to ride this auction price of $1.3 billion on the street. Let's go boss. The Aston Martin sounded a motor roar and disappeared in front of the villa. Zhang Xuan walked to the courtyard, looked at the worn-out bike and muttered to himself, 1.3 billion? Not as valuable as a hair on my wife's head. After saying that, Zhang Xuan kicked the bike down. The cell phone in his pocket rang while the bike fell to the ground. Zhang Xuan took out this $1,000 worth of Huawei cell phone and took a look. There was a text message with the following content. Dear Lord Satan, the Saudi royal family implores us to send 10 escorts to protect the safety of the royal family members. The price is 3 oil fields. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Rice. Zhang Xuan just scanned the text message without even finishing reading the content and deleted it, looked at the floor of the villa house and said to himself, really, there are still 2 rooms that have not been wiped. Zhang Xuan put the phone into his pants pocket, and again lay down on the floor, puckered up his butt, and carefully wiped the floor. When Zhang Xuan had cleaned the villa, it was already 6 p.m. A Mercedes-Benz drove into the villa compound. As soon as Zhang Xuan heard the sound of the engine, he immediately ran to the villa door. The fiery red Mercedes GT was as beautiful as a cheetah, making people unable to move their eyes, but it was dwarfed by the woman who came down from the car. Even the avid car lovers, at this time, would not pay attention to the Mercedes GT, but put their eyes on the woman. A simple white shirt with a black skirt, because this woman became no longer ordinary, with a black silk slender legs like a gift from God as perfect, slender, straight. 3,000 black silk draped behind the head, the woman every step, will make this head of black hair flutter. Her fair skin is softer than a baby's, and her perfect features are impeccable. This is a perfect woman who combines temperament, good looks and wealth. If you have to say the beauty of the shortcomings, probably the woman's cold as ice expression. After the woman got off, she didn't even look at Zhang Xuan standing in front of the villa door, and walked straight into the door. Old Lin, you're back. Zhang Xuan looked at the woman in front of him with a pleasing face, at first ready to export the name because the woman a look and collected back. Lin Qinghan, the general manager of the Lin Group, Zhang Xuan's legal wife who received a license a month ago. Lin Qinghan, as soon as she saw Zhang Xuan, there was a wave of disgust in her heart. She hates. There are two kinds of people, a greasy mouth, and a lazy. Very coincidentally, these two, Zhang Xuan accounted for. In Lin Qinghan's eyes, Zhang Xuan is a person who does nothing all day long, idle, who does not seek advancement, and wants to live a better life than others by joining the family, taking the 20,000 yuan salary given to him by his father every month. The Lin family is a single lineage, to Lin Qinghan's father's generation, gave birth to a daughter. In order to prevent the Lin family incense cut off, can only find someone to join the superfluous. Lin Qinghan cannot understand why her father chose such a person. She protested to her father countless times, but the results are useless. The company's main goal is to provide a good solution to the problem. Mr. Lin, this busy day tired, tea has been brewed for you. With a pleasing smile on his face, Zhang Xuan handed Lin Qinghan a cup of hot tea. Chapter 2. Lin Qinghan looked at the smile on Zhang Xuan's face, heart flooded with a burst of nausea. She was sorry for Zhang Xuan many times, brushed the toilet, wiped the floor with a rag, rather than the courtyard of the sports car dust, but also not allow Zhang Xuan touch, not allow Zhang Xuan to smoke, too much. However, Zhang Xuan is not resistant to these at all, said not smoking, not a cigarette, a few times. Lin Qinghan also deliberately home early from work, just to catch Zhang Xuan a little problem, and then shoo him away. But the results time and again let Lin Qinghan disappointed. She looked at the flattery on Zhang Xuan's face, and an idea sprang up in her heart. The first thing you can do is to take everything, not to be submissive. I'll let you suffer. Thinking of this, Lin Qinghan leaned back on the sofa and said to Zhang Xuan in a voice devoid of emotion, "Tired, go get me a basin of foot wash." Okay. Zhang Xuan did not hesitate for a second and immediately ran to the bathroom. Soon, a tub of moderately warm foot wash water was brought to Lin Qinghan by Zhang Xuan. "Mr. Lin, your foot wash." Zhang Xuan squatted in front of Lin Qinghan's long and slender legs and put down the foot wash basin. Lin Qinghan stomped off her high heels, lifted those delicate jade feet to Zhang Xuan's eyes, and said in a condescending tone, "You wash them for me." "I'll wash them for you?" Zhang Xuan looked at the pair of jade feet in front of him and froze for 2 seconds. Seeing Zhang Xuan's expression, Lin Qinghan's delicate mouth curled slightly and coldly snorted, "What, no? If you don't want to, get lost." "Yes, of course I do." Zhang Xuan nodded vigorously, with a smile on his face and a hint of excitement in his heart. It seems that his efforts this month were not in vain. This is the first time that physical contact with his wife, or her initiative. Zhang Xuan from froze to a smile on the face of the change in expression. Lin Qinghan see clearly. In the eyes of Lin Qinghan, is completely clear to see this person, for money, anything can do. Men, not afraid of being poor, but afraid of having no backbone. In Lin Qinghan's opinion, Zhang Xuan is the kind of man without backbone. This kind of man should be ruthlessly humiliated. She deliberately raised her delicate jade feet, as if instructing a subordinate, "Wash it." Zhang Xuan looked at the pair of jade feet, black stockings over the feet, silky smooth, with a gentle pull of the hand, black silk with a crease, along the straight long legs down. Leg-splitting stockings without much hindrance was Zhang Xuan pulled to the knee. The black stockings carry a faint fragrance. After removing them all, the exquisite jade feet presented in front of Zhang Xuan's eyes. The muscles are soft and tender, like soaking in pure milk every day, crystal clear, is a work of art, like a piece of pure white jade, is the most demanding people, cannot pick a little flaw. Lin Qinghan leaned back on the sofa. She could clearly feel a pair of rough hands rubbing on the bottom of her feet, bringing a burst of tingling and comfort. Lin Qinghan looked at Zhang Xuan who was pressing his feet in front of him. The disgust in his eyes was even greater. She never thought that a man, for money, can be humble to such an extent, simply disgusting. Lin Qinghan was just about to kick Zhang Xuan away and tell him to get lost, when the ringing of her cell phone interrupted what she was about to do next. The call was from the company's secretary Li. Lin Qinghan picked up the phone, not knowing what Secretary Li said on the phone, causing Lin Qinghan's eyebrows to furrow together. "Tell him, don't be delusional. My Lin's, too, is not a soft persimmon that anyone can pinch." Lin Qinghan finished, directly threw the phone aside, leaned on the sofa, jade fingers gently rubbed his temples, feeling a burst of distraction, even a kick away from Zhang Xuan's matter to forget. At this time, a warmth from the bottom of Lin Qinghan's feet, along the perfectly straight long legs, spread upwards, this comfortable warmth, so that Lin Qinghan's irritable mood felt a touch of calm. Tightly wrinkled willow brows also softened some. Zhang Xuan put the pair of jade feet in his hands into the basin of warm water, carefully rubbed and pressed. He tilted his head and raised his eyes, saw Lin Qinghan's frowning appearance, the woman's appearance, and just picked up the phone, so that Zhang Xuan heard a sleeping beast awakened. Who messed with her? Who dares? This is the first time Zhang Xuan saw this look of Lin Qinghan. From the year Zhang Xuan was 5 years old, he knew this woman in front of him. When he was 5 years old, Zhang Xuan and his mother almost froze to death on the street in the winter. Lin Qinghan stepped out of her father's car and handed Zhang Xuan a cotton coat and $100 in cash. The cotton coat got Zhang Xuan and his mother through the winter, and the $100 allowed Zhang Xuan to buy medicine to reduce his mother's fever. When Zhang Xuan was 7 years old, he got food poisoning from eating spoiled food from the dumpster. The Lin family's charity funded the rescue of 6 street children, including Zhang Xuan. When Zhang Xuan was 10 years old, he attended a charity school founded by the Lin family, and his mother found a job as a janitor at the school. When Zhang Xuan was 14, his mother was diagnosed with a malignant tumor. In order not to drag Zhang Xuan down, his mother left a suicide note and leapt down from the 7th floor. In her suicide note, her mother told Zhang Xuan that he could not establish a grave for himself, but he must repay the kindness of the Lin family, without which Zhang Xuan would have died on the streets at the age of 5, not to mention his schooling. The Lin family saved Zhang Xuan's life twice. Zhang Xuan has long vowed in his heart that in his life, he must repay the Lin family's kindness, and at the age of 5, the girl who gave him a cotton shirt, like an angel who brings light, lived in Zhang Xuan's heart. Zhang Xuan's memory, only this woman's sweet smile, never saw her frown like this. Zhang Xuan rubbed the soles of Lin Qinghan's feet. He is familiar with every point of the human body. For Lin Qinghan relief, his control of strength, even professional masseurs cannot compare. Unconsciously, Lin Qinghan's entire body sagged, lazily leaning on the wide sofa. She was indeed too tired. Sleepiness came along with the comfort on her feet. Lin Qinghan half lying on the soft sofa. Her posture makes her white shirt in front of her slightly piled up in front of her body, shirt buttons and buttons. Also because of her posture opened a small mouth. Zhang Xuan eyes a little skimming. You can see through these small mouth. Lin Qinghan that flat belly, and then look up, is the black intimate clothing. Lin Qinghan was completely unaware of anything, the comfort coming from the bottom of her feet, the mental sleepiness. Let her sleep, let out a calm breathing sound. A head of black hair messy scattered on the sofa backrest, like a fairy tale. Sleeping Beauty is beautiful. Zhang Xuan carefully for Lin Qinghan massage. Often people keep a posture half squatting for more than 15 minutes. The legs will be numb, unbearable. Zhang Xuan squatting for more than half an hour. Then gently dry Lin Qinghan pair of jade feet. Slowly put on the sofa, and find a towel quilt for Lin Qinghan cover. Chapter 3. Looked at the time, it was now 7 o'clock in the afternoon. Zhang Xuan tiptoed out of the villa, closed the door carefully, stepped on a pair of flip-flops, rode the worn-out bicycle, out of the villa compound. While riding his bike, Zhang Xuan took out his cell phone and made a phone call. "Boss, aren't you doing your housewife? Why do you want to call me?" A male voice rang out on the other end of the phone. It was the youth who came to the villa this afternoon to look for Zhang Xuan. "Find out for me if someone has messed with my wife today." Zhang Xuan's voice carried an undisguised anger. "Okay boss, don't hang up the phone, I'll have someone check it out for you now." Zhang Xuan could hear the handsome young man's speech over the phone and the crackling sound of the keyboard ringing out. Less than 30 seconds, the handsome young man spoke again. "Boss, found out, the Lin Group and the Zhou Group to work together to develop a piece of land. The results of the Lin Group to make a part of the investment. The Zhou suddenly unilaterally terminated the cooperation." The general manager of the Zhou Group asked. "Let sister-in-law she went to the Zhou building alone tonight for one night, so perhaps to consider the continuation of cooperation proceed." Zhang Xuan's hand veins instantly burst out. The words show an undisguised anger. "Hit my wife idea? He wants to die. Within 10 seconds, send me the location and photo of the Zhou, that's it." Just after Zhang Xuan hung up the phone, the location information was sent over. The general manager of the Zhou Group was now in the Zhou's mansion. Zhou's building, located in the south of downtown Yinzhou. There are 11 floors. The top floor of the president's office. 30-year-old general manager Zhou Shu is wearing a shirt, sitting on a wide boss chair, drinking the best dragon well. He looked at the computer screen in front of him. The above is showing a picture of Lin Qinghan. Looking at the impeccably beautiful woman in the photo, Zhou Shu's eyes flashed a dark smile and said to himself, "Playing with me? I'd like to see how capable you are, Lin Qinghan, whether you continue to keep your part of the reserve, or let the 1 billion you invested go down the drain." Zhou Shu deliberately shaded Lin Qinghan on the land, and clearly explained to Lin Qinghan that if he wanted to continue the development of the land, he would come and sleep with me, Zhou Shu, for one night. Zhou Shu tasted the dragon well and looked at the time. He thought that in 3 hours at most, the perfect woman would appear in front of him and be at his mercy. "Oh, yes, I heard that she is also married, but seems to have found a loser as a husband. When you finish playing with her, and then go to talk to her loser husband, see that kind of loser, dare not to put a fart to himself." Bang sound. Just when Zhou Shu was immersed in his wonderful fantasy, his office door was kicked open from the outside. The sound startled Zhou Shu, who saw a young man wearing a white tank top and beach paw. Marrying into her family. Chapter 7. Zhang Jing sat on the leather sofa in the office, drinking the fine black tea brewed for her by Lina in the secret room, a tea that could reduce the accumulation of abdominal fat and was loved by women. At the same time, Zhang Jing's personal information was also prepared by Li Na and placed in front of Lin Qinghan. Zhang Jing, 23 years old, 18 years old, had won the Provincial Women's Fighting Championship, after serving in the military, joined the Women's Special Operations Brigade, 5 years, carried out 17 missions, won personal first-class merit twice, second-class merit 5 times, third-class merit once, proficient in sparring, free fighting, counter-terrorism stability. After 5 years of service chose to retire, set up a women's bodyguard company, just 1 month, has a loud name in the industry. Specializing in some male bodyguards cannot do the close protection. After seeing this information, Lin Qinghan still had some admiration for Zhang Jing. Just like men would envy the 8-pack abs of the same men, a strong woman like Lin Qinghan also had some envy for Zhang Jing's personal strength. Lin Qinghan closed Zhang Jing's information, looked at Zhang Jing and said, "My father explained to me that from today, you will live in my place, but in advance, there is another person in my family, he may make you feel disgusted." Zhang Jing did not make a reply to Lin Qinghan's words. Lin Qinghan smiled and looked at the watch on her wrist. It was almost 12 o'clock. Let's go eat first, I'll also introduce you to our company to facilitate your future work. Lin Qinghan got up from the boss's chair, organized a slightly creased black skirt, slender and straight legs impeccable. Zhang Jing put down the teacup in her hand and said to Lin Qinghan, Mr. Lin, I think we should deal with the wiretap in your office before we eat. A wiretap? Lin Qinghan's eyebrows furrowed together because of Zhang Jing's words. She never knew that in her office, there was a wiretap. Looking at General Manager Lin's expression, she shouldn't know about the existence of the bug. Zhang Jing got up, and saw her feel around several corners of the office, and then took out 3 small bugs from under the flower pots, the corner of the wall, and the innermost part of the bookshelf respectively. Seeing these, Lin Qinghan's face is particularly ugly. These 3 bugs, I do not know how long they have been placed in their own office, and how many things they have been listened to, who in the end did this. Lin Qinghan, in anger at the existence of the wiretaps, also counted clearly understand the ability of Zhang Jing, worthy of a professional bodyguard. Zhang Xuan came to the downstairs of Lin's building, looked at the time, just after the point of lunch. As a business center, the CBD is naturally full of snack stores of all kinds. Zhang Xuan looked around and found a coffee shop where he could see the floor-to-ceiling windows of Lin Qinghan's office and walked in, choosing to sit at the window, where he could observe Lin's building with the best line of sight. Once there is any wind, Zhang Xuan can rush to Lin's building at the first time. Of course, before the killer appears, Zhang Xuan will not actively reveal any horses. The majority of white-collar workers in the CBD, coffee shops are filled with petty sentiments, soothing soft music in Zhang Xuan's ears as soon as he entered the door, the store more than some green vegetation on the trellis. Zhang Xuan took a look. There were not too many people in the coffee shop. A girl who looked just 17 or 18 years old, was talking to her cell phone screen, talking to herself like something. There was also a male salesman in a shirt who was trying to sell his products to the customer sitting across from him. Zhang Xuan asked for some pastries and a cup of the cheapest cappuccino and was eating slowly, looking out the window. After about half an hour, Zhang Xuan locked onto 6 targets. There are 6 people, have been wandering outside the Lin building, all male, 30-something, 2 of them, each driving an old pickup truck, the remaining 4, their attention all on the Lin building, and the eyes if not all glance to the highest floor. These 6 people in the crowded CBD, it is difficult to be noticed, but cannot escape Zhang Xuan's eyes. Zhang Xuan just got up, ready to go to the 6 people subdued, and then carefully questioned, only to see Lin Qinghan walked out of Lin's building, in Lin Qinghan's side, also followed by a woman with a wheat skin tone, the 2 women completely different skin color, forming a stark contrast. Zhang Xuan just a glance, can see that the woman beside Lin Qinghan, is a practitioner. Her gaze, moment by moment, is paying attention to the surrounding. She walks the footsteps, each step taken just the right distance. Her body, moment by moment, maintains a ready-to-power state. Zhang Xuan thought for a moment, gave up the idea of subduing those 6 people first, walked out of the coffee shop, towards Lin Qinghan. That Lin Qinghan took Zhang Jing to have some lunch at the company. Because of the discovery of the office bugging, Lin Qinghan some sit down, want to take Zhang Jing home, to see if the home is also planted on these things. Lin Qinghan had just gone out when he saw a disgusting figure walking towards him. He had clearly warned him not to come to himself. Mr. Lin. Zhang Xuan walked up to Lin Qinghan with a smiling face, which was so disgusting in Lin Qinghan's eyes. What are you doing here? Lin Qinghan looked at the unkempt Zhang Xuan. Zhang Xuan, height of 1 meter 8, does not look thin, looks, can also be described as handsome, but let Lin Qinghan is not like, because she knows, no matter how good this man's appearance, cannot change the fact that he eats soft rice, and look at his white undershirt, beach pants, flip-flops dress, let people see the first glance, will be associated with the word sloppy. Zhang Xuan smiled at Lin Qinghan and said, Mr. Lin, can I ask you to borrow $500, and I will pay you back next month when I get paid. This is the most suitable excuse Zhang Xuan can find. He cannot tell Lin Qinghan, someone wants to kill you, I came to protect you. Lin Qinghan heard this, the eyes of the disgust can be thick. She did not bother to say so much to Zhang Xuan, directly took out $500 to Zhang Xuan. Money to you, do not return, anyway, your so-called salary is also my family's money, do not appear in front of the company. After saying that, Lin Qinghan also did not care about Zhang Xuan, took Zhang Jing and went to the parking lot. When she reached the car, Lin Qinghan found that Zhang Xuan was still following her, with that annoying smile on her face all the time. What are you following me for? Chief Lin, where are you going? Zhang Xuan asked, while he was also secretly sizing up Zhang Jing. Go home. Lin Qinghan didn't even bother to say you care about me or something like that, because she knew that once she said it, this deadbeat man would definitely get to the bottom of it and annoy people. Then it's just as well, take me with you. Zhang Xuan rubbed his hands, or I'll take a taxi back, the fare is too expensive. Can't sit down. Lin Qinghan refused without even thinking, while pointing to her Mercedes GT, which only has 2 seats. NTS appear in front of him. Zhou Shu did not even think about it and cursed out, what are you, get out of here. The man who wants you dead. Zhang Xuan rushed up in one step. Before Zhou Shu could react, Zhang Xuan's hand had grabbed Zhou Shu's short hair, and smashed against the solid wood desk in front of him, emitting a bang, bang, bang sound of impact. Zhou Shu did not even have a chance to react. He felt a sharp pain like tearing his forehead. The pain made him faint. A warmth left along the forehead, stained his eyes, that is his blood. Zhang Xuan picked up Zhou Shu's short hair and casually flung it to the side. Zhou Shu, who weighs more than 180 pounds, was so easily thrown aside from the boss's chair by Zhang Xuan. Zhou Shu reached out and touched his forehead. The blood on his hand made him mad. From his birth until now, no one has ever dared to do this to himself. Zhou Shu stared at Zhang Xuan with a sinister gaze and gritted his teeth. Kid, do you want to die? Hey! Zhang Xuan laughed lightly as he raised his fist and aimed it at the solid wood desk in front of him, smashing it fiercely. Zhou Shu's eyelids jumped, and he clearly saw that the solid wood desk, which was 10 centimeters thick, was punched through by this man in front of him. This full of power of a fist, let Zhou Shu swallowed hard. Such a fist to hit his body, what would be the consequences? Thinking of this, Zhou Shu was a little scared. Who are you? I asked myself never to provoke you. Zhang Xuan held out 2 fingers to Zhou Shu. Who I am is not important. Now you are given 2 choices. First, put away those disgusting tactics you used against the Lin Group. Second, I will kill you now. Choose. Zhou Shu, who was originally full of fear of the power that Zhang Xuan had shown, after hearing these words, the touch of fear in his heart was gone. Hee, so it was someone that Lin had found. Zhou Shu looked at ease and straightened his loose shirt collar, got up from the ground, drew a tissue and wiped the blood from his forehead, and said to Zhang Xuan, what if I say no? You want to kill me, then come on, I'll see if the money Lin gave you is worth your life. You think you can kill me and you'll be safe? Zhou Shu did not care about Zhang Xuan's threat. Zhang Xuan also showed an expression of dawning realization because of Zhou Shu's words. Oh yes, you really reminded me, killing to pay for life. Then how about this, I'll give you a different condition. Either end the tricks you're pulling on Lin's, or I destroy this so-called Zhou's group of yours. You have 1 minute to choose. If you don't choose within 1 minute, I'll default you to the second one. The clock starts. Hey! Zhou Shu could not help but snort out a laugh, measuring Zhang Xuan in a white tank top beach pants. Kid, you're living in a dream? Destroyed my Zhou with you? You think, this world, is to rely on the fist to speak? You can fight, a phone call, will also let you not see the sun tomorrow. Shish. Zhang Xuan gave Zhou Shu a no-sound gesture. He was dialing the phone, said to the phone, well. 50 seconds later, I'm going to destroy this Zhou's group if I don't contact you. There are many ways, you choose yourself. Grass. Pretend. Zhou Shu heavily kicked his boss chair, although he thought that the youth now behaved like a clown, but the other party's appearance and tone of voice that did not put Zhou in his eyes, but still made him very dissatisfied. Kid, although I don't know what you are, but I also give you 2 choices. First, hurry up and kowtow to me 3 times and get out of my office. Second, I'll get you killed now, and definitely will not pay for your life, your choice. Zhou Shu's eyes showed a fierce aura and stared at Zhang Xuan. I give you 30 seconds. 30. A countdown rang out, from Zhang Xuan. Chapter 4. 30 seconds remained before Zhang Xuan gave Zhou Shu 30 seconds to consider, and 30 seconds remained before Zhou Shu gave Zhang Xuan 30 seconds to consider. 20 seconds, kid, I'd like to see how long you can pretend with me. Zhou Shu lit himself a cigarette, took a beautiful puff, and lifted his left wrist, looking at the omega on his hand. 10 seconds left. Zhang Xuan leisurely walked to the office reception sofa and sat down, quietly watching where Zhou Shu counted down. 5 seconds. Zhou Shu had a cold smile on his face. Zhang Xuan crossed his legs, put his hands behind his head, and lazily half lay on the sofa. Zhou Shu took a look at his watch. Time's up, kid, it's your own choice to find death. Don't blame me for not giving you a chance. Zhou Shu was just about to pick up his cell phone on his desktop and call his bodyguard to teach this ungrateful kid a lesson when his cell phone rang early. The caller was Mr. Zhao, the biggest partner of the Zhou Group, and it could be said that if Zhou's line was missing Mr. Zhao, the revenue would shrink by 2/3. Zhou Shu weighed the pros and cons and decided to take Mr. Zhao's call first. After all, dealing with a bold, lawless kid was far less important than Mr. Zhao's business. Zhou Shu just picked up the phone. Before he could say the word hello, he heard the voice of Mr. Zhao in the phone full of anger. Zhou. You messed with people, do not implicate me, our cooperation terminated. Do. Zhou Shu listened to the busy tone in the phone, at time a little froze. What situation? Zhou's and Zhao's cooperation has been 6 years, has always been mutually beneficial. How to suddenly make such a scene today? And Zhao said he had messed with the big man, implicating him? Before Zhou Shu had time to think about it, the landline on his desk rang frantically again. Zhou Shu had a bad feeling in his heart and picked up the landline. Mr. Zhou, it's not good. The company's official website was attacked by a large number of hackers, now completely paralyzed. All the prices of goods sold online have all become one piece. Thousands of orders were placed in a few seconds. Our loss reached at least 100 million. Before Zhou Shu had time to reply, the office door was pushed open by the secretary, only to see the female secretary full of panic report. Mr. Zhou, 3 companies that were about to negotiate successfully suddenly refused to cooperate with us, saying that there is no need to cooperate with a company that is about to go bankrupt. Ding ding ring. The old-fashioned phone ringing piercingly in Zhou Shu's ears. This phone, only a few people can call in. Every time you use this phone, none of the important things. Zhou Shu's face was ugly as he picked up the phone. Mr. Zhou, it's not good. The company's stock is vigorously suppressed by the mysterious consortium. The other party has strong capital, and would rather lose money, but also smashed our stock price by 11 points. This is deliberately screwing us. According to preliminary estimates, the loss now reaches 2.7 billion, and every second is increasing. What? One by one, the phone calls, as well as the secretary's report, made Zhou Shu completely panic. Zhou Shu's cell phone rang again. It was Zhou Shu's father calling. Zhou Shu's father roared on the phone. Son of a bitch. What the hell have you done? Several of my old brothers all called and advised me to run away, saying that you have messed with the wrong people. Zhou Shu opened his mouth, his eyes suddenly swept to Zhang Xuan sitting on the sofa. Looking at the young man wearing a white tank top beach pants, Zhou Shu suddenly realized something. It's you. It's all you're doing. It's all you. Zhou Shu pointed at Zhang Xuan, his fingers were shaking, the playful smile on the other party's face made him feel afraid. How can you say it's me? Zhang Xuan smiled faintly, I gave you two paths, it was your own choice. In the office, the phone rang frantically, making Zhou Shu feel extraordinarily harsh, and he questioned like crazy, what the hell did you do? Didn't I even let you make a choice? Zhang Xuan stretched out his right little thumb and pulled out his ear. The ringing of the phone, the news brought by the managers of various departments, made Zhou Shu about to collapse. He completely understood that this person in front of him is not at all able to resist himself. He did not joke with himself when he said that he destroyed Zhou's. If you do not give in, Zhou's will really be gone. The ability to do these things in a short period of time, his energy, far beyond his own imagination. Zhou Shu looked at the man half lying on the sofa, at this moment in his eyes, this young man, like the devil from hell, can easily destroy himself. The incessant ringing of the phone broke Zhou Shu's heart, he stumbled and ran to Zhang Xuan, kneeling on the ground with a plea in his eyes, I agree. I agree to everything, please give me a higher hand. Zhang Xuan snapped his fingers, if you had been so good, it would have been better. In Zhou Shu's expectant gaze, Zhang Xuan took out his cell phone, made a call out, and said enough on the phone. 10 seconds later, Zhou Shu picked up the phone again, and got a report that the hackers who attacked the company's official website had left on their own, and the mysterious consortium that suppressed the company's stock had stopped doing so, and in a short time, the company lost a total of nearly 800 million, not counting those partners who had terminated their cooperation with Zhou, and if all of them were counted, Zhou's loss this time exceeded 200 million. Zhou Shu's back has been wet with cold sweat, his eyes frightened looking at the man in front of him. This is a word, can destroy the Zhou's big man. What is his identity? Such a person, in the country, and how many can be found? Lin's group, even found such a person to help. Mr. Zhou, you disgusted Lin's hand, also cannot be so forgettable. Tomorrow morning, I want to know the news that you went to Lin's to admit your mistake. The necessary compensation, also cannot be less. If by noon you did not admit your mistake properly with Mr. Lin, I believe that the result is what you do not want to see. Zhang Xuan got up, patted his pants, and looked at Zhou Shu as if he was looking at a mole cricket. Zhou Shu hastily nodded his head in fear and replied, yes, definitely. Definitely. Good, to know your mistakes and be able to change as a good boy. Zhang Xuan reached out his hand and patted Zhou Shu's face. Such a highly insulting action made Zhou Shu not dare to be a bit displeased, and instead tried to squeeze out a smile. After settling this matter, Zhang Xuan left Zhou's building, got on his bike, hummed a little song and returned to the villa, saw Lin Qinghan still asleep on the sofa, looked at the woman's serene appearance, a touch of doting in Zhang Xuan's eyes, went forward, held the woman in his arms in a princess hug position, and slowly walked upstairs to the bedroom. The next day, Lin Qinghan was awakened by the blinding sunlight. She stretched her back. For the first time, she felt that she slept so sweetly. The clock hanging on the wall, the hour hand pointed at the position of 10, making Lin Qinghan exclaimed in shock. Chapter 5. Lin Qinghan hurriedly climbed up and rushed out of the bedroom door, just in time to see Zhang Xuan who was lying on the floor scrubbing the floor. When Lin Qinghan saw Zhang Xuan also happened to turn his head and saw Lin Qinghan, smiling slightly at Lin Qinghan, Mr. Lin, you're awake. Lin Qinghan frowned, it's 10 o'clock, why didn't you wake me up? Zhang Xuan smiled playfully, Mr. Lin, you're the one who said you wouldn't let me into your bedroom. Lin Qinghan's expression froze, unable to say anything. She did say such a thing. Suddenly, Lin Qinghan thought of something, a pretty face suddenly became cold. I remember, I fell asleep on the sofa yesterday, right? How come I woke up in the bedroom this morning? Zhang Xuan face playful expression frozen, scratching the back of his head with his hand, dry laugh. Ha ha, I saw you sleeping on the sofa yesterday, so I carried you to the bedroom, but you can rest assured that I definitely did not do anything out of the ordinary. Zhang's character is extraordinarily strong. Hold? Lin Qinghan caught this word. This person in front of him actually hugged himself. Lin Qinghan subconsciously checked her clothing. When she found that her clothing had not been touched, then she was relieved. The company's business is still a little busy, so I've already prepared the face wash and toothpaste for you. Lin Qinghan is also clear that now is not the time to talk about this with Zhang Xuan. The company's business is the most important. With long legs, Lin Qinghan hurriedly wash, then opened the door and run out. Zhang Xuan looked at Lin Qinghan's back as she left, and a doting smile appeared on his face. Lin Qinghan drove out in the red Mercedes GT, anxious in her heart. This morning, she had to be busy to deal with the land with Zhou's cooperation, but slept until after 10 o'clock. What a mistake. Lin's group first floor lobby. Zhou Shu dressed in formal wear, head wrapped in gauze, is full of anxiety waiting here. Look at the time, already 10:30, half an hour to noon, but Mr. Lin has not yet come. Zhou Shu clearly remembered what the ruthless man said yesterday. If he had not apologized by noon, he would really be dead. Zhou Shu's father Zhou Ping is also standing here with a serious expression. Yesterday's events, he listened to his son thoroughly, and learned that the other party just a phone call, almost destroyed the entire Zhou's, let Zhou Ping heart tremble, but also taught his son a good lesson, so that he must not provoke Lin's a little discontent. At this moment, a red Mercedes GT with a roar stopped at the entrance of Lin's group. The moment he saw the Mercedes, Zhou Shu's face overflowed with joy and hurriedly greeted him, and Zhou Ping also quickly followed, squeezing out a smile on his serious old face. As soon as Lin Qinghan, who was wearing a professional suit, got out of the car, she saw Zhou Shu, who was walking with a smile on his face, and the gauze wrapped around his head made Lin Qinghan puzzled. "Mr. Lin, I've been waiting for you for a long time, you're finally here." Zhou Shu tried his best to look polite, and when he spoke, his body was slightly bowed down, putting himself in a vulnerable position. Lin Qinghan was confused by Zhou Shu's sudden attitude. Yesterday she also learned from the phone. This person in front of her let herself go to Zhou's building alone. Lin Qinghan strange is strange, but talk is not polite, contemptuous smile. Mr. Zhou, yesterday I'm afraid to let you down. If you really think my Lin is a soft persimmon, what trick to make it? Smoke rain red dust novel. And then disgusting means, I Lin Qinghan also next. General Lin, before is Zhou someone has eyes not to know the mountain. Yesterday that person has been severely educated me. You will be generous. Forgive me this time. This is the ownership of the land. This morning has let people all transferred to your Lin's name, including the 2 residential areas you looked at last time. I am also arranging people to do the formalities. In a few hours will be sent here if you are still satisfied. Please tell the big man that I have done everything he asked me to do. Zhou Shu, this mouthful of you, not only apologized to Lin Qinghan, but also gave away that piece of land that both sides worked together, and likewise attached 2 residential areas as a compensation gift, just to let Zhang Xuan see his sincerity. Zhou Ping was also saying good things to Lin Qinghan, saying that the Zhou and Lin families were family friends, and that his son had caused all this trouble, so I hope Lin Qinghan would not blame him. Lin Qinghan looked at the land certificate handed over by Zhou Shu, on which all the people had written their names, and it was stamped with the steel seal of the relevant department, which could not be faked at all, and what was happening before her eyes gave Lin Qinghan a strong sense of unreality, but the fact that it was happening right before her eyes, she could not help but believe it. Lin Qinghan caught the point of Zhou Shu's words. He said, yesterday, someone, hard to educate him, helped himself? Who was that person? Mr. Lin, do you see that you are still satisfied? Zhou Shu cautiously, tentatively asked. He did not feel too humble at all. Yesterday that person's energy, he had thoroughly seen. There was only fear in his heart. He understood that his arrogant capital, in front of that person, is nothing. Okay, I know, there is no need to give me your land and residential area. I just hope that in the next cooperation, you will not do anything disgusting again. Lin Qinghan didn't accept Zhou Shu's compensation gift, because she didn't know who helped herself, and it wasn't appropriate at all to accept this big gift. When Zhou Shu heard that Lin Qinghan was not going to take his compensation gift, his face suddenly became bitter. Mr. Lin, please accept it. That person said yesterday, if the compensation gift is not in place, I will be miserable. Take pity on me and accept it. Zhou Shu's attitude made Lin Qinghan really a bit at a loss for words. Pity him? Accepting his land worth more than $1 billion for free? Zhou Shu's words, if others heard them, they would definitely think that Zhou Shu was crazy. Lin Qinghan saw Zhou Shu's pleading look and knew he couldn't refuse. Forget it. Let's accept it first, and then return the gift when we know who helped us. Thinking this through, Lin Qinghan told Zhou Shu that she would let her secretary take care of these things, and after that she hurried upstairs. Lin Qinghan sat in her office and looked at the huge floor-to-ceiling window, through which she could look down on the entire CBD of Yinzhou City. Thinking about everything that had just happened, Lin Qinghan still couldn't believe it. The thing that gave her such a headache had been solved so fantastically? Who was it that helped himself? Lin Qinghan thought for a while, but could not find any clue. Good thing Lin Qinghan is not a pretentious person. Some things cannot think for the time being, so do not think about it. The heart's biggest pile of heartache is over. Let her mood soothe a lot. Is at this time, the office door was knocked on. Please come in, Lin Qinghan said to the door of the office. The person who came in the door was a woman with wheat skin. She was wearing a loose sportswear in red and blue. Her age looked about the same as Lin Qinghan, around 23 years old, with a height of 1.6 m and short hair. This woman stood there as if she was a cheetah capable of powering up at any time. Hello Mr. Lin, introduce yourself. My name is Zhang Jing. Your father asked me to protect you. As soon as Zhang Jing's words fell, Lin Qinghan's phone rang. Chapter 6 Yinzhou City Spring Vine Orphanage. The simple children were playing on the green lawn. On the lawn, Qin Ru, wearing a long white dress, sat cross-legged, with her long hair draped behind her head, the pitch-black color contrasting with her white dress. She wore a flower crown on her head that the children had prepared for her, and her long white dress was scattered on the lawn, as if she was an elf in the forest. Sister Qin Ru, I want candy too. A tiger-headed kid ran up to Qin Ru and smiled at her heatedly. Little tiger, you can't eat candy anymore. Qin Ru stretched out her jade arm and rubbed the little tiger's head, her eyes full of doting love. An old crone with white hair bowed, smiling kindly as she came from the side. Little Ru, you are too spoiled with these children. A sweet smile appeared on Qin Ru's face, as beautiful as a blossom in full bloom. President Rui, I am happy when I see the children happy. By the way, the one called Zhang Xuan, is he here yet? Just came. Dean Kui pointed to the side. In an artificially built wooden gazebo, Zhang Xuan was sitting there alone, looking ahead. Dean Kui looked at Zhang Xuan's appearance and sighed. A trace of intolerance flashed across his kind eyes. Hey, this kid, he can never get out of his own heart. Back then his mother committed suicide by jumping off a building so as not to drag him down. He has been blaming himself for this. Qinru's gaze followed Dean Qui's finger. She gazed at Zhang Xuan's side face. From this man, she could always feel an air of sadness in his deep eyes, as if hiding many stories, so Qinru could not help but want to explore, but every time she wanted to try to talk to this person, always feel the other side of the cold air of rejection. Qinru's family is well off. Her features are exquisite, her temperament is outstanding, she is the goddess of many people's hearts, plus she is kind and does not ask for anything in return for funding the Spring Vine orphanage, so she has countless suitors. A month ago, Qinru met Zhang Xuan. When she saw Zhang Xuan sitting alone in that wooden gazebo darkly lost in thought, her heart only felt that this man was pretending to be garlic, playing deep. But now, Qinru doesn't think so anymore. She heard the dean tell the man's story and understood why he was sitting in that gazebo, which he and his mother once built together. Zhang Xuan, he is a good boy. Just now he gave me 20,000 yuan. No matter how I refused, he insisted on giving it to me. The boy's life is already bad, but still think of doing something for the orphanage. Dean Qui sighed and shook his head. If the orphanage had been funded by good people like you, I wouldn't have watched his mother die and done nothing about it. Qinru's gaze was fixed on Zhang Xuan, who was wearing such a stall, but donated 20,000 to the orphanage. Brother Zhang Xuan, let's play together. A 3-year-old girl ran up to Zhang Xuan and said in a milky voice, pulling Zhang Xuan's pant leg with her little hand. Sure, what does Yin Yin want to play? Zhang Xuan picked up the little girl, tossing her up and catching her, with a smile on his face. Zhang Xuan's heartfelt smile would only be shown in 2 places, first, in front of Lin Qinghan, and second, in the orphanage. Yin Yin wants to play lift high. The little girl giggled, her big eyes narrowed into a slit, like a tooth-curved moon. Qinru, who was sitting on the lawn, could not help but smile when she saw Zhang Xuan's heartfelt smile. She could tell that this man genuinely liked these children, unlike those of her own suitors who deliberately showed an appearance of liking children in order to please themselves. Zhang Xuan played with the little girl for a while. The phone in his pocket rang. Zhang Xuan looked at it was the handsome youth from yesterday. He put Yin Yin on the ground and let Yin Yin play by herself, then walked aside and picked up the phone. What's wrong? The handsome youth's voice over the phone was slightly gruff. Boss, got word that there are killers ready to make a move on sister-in-law today. Killer. Zhang Xuan clenched these 2 words. In this instant, across the phone, handsome young man can feel a slight chill. He does not know why the boss is so concerned about the female president of Silver City, but he is clear, those killers, dead. A few seconds of silence on the phone. Zhang Xuan spoke again. Okay, I know, you do not just send people out, I will solve these matters, that's all. Zhang Xuan hung up the phone, slightly raised his head, looking at the distant sky, murmured, some people, is it bad to live? In the beginning, Zhang Xuan wanted to pursue Lin Qinghan openly. After all, with his status, no matter what aspect, his union with Lin Qinghan could only be considered as Lin Qinghan's high climb. But Zhang Xuan inadvertently received news that someone wanted Lin Qinghan's life. The identity of the other party is very hidden. Zhang Xuan could not find out for a while. Zhang Xuan knew that it was not the other party's level was too high, on the contrary, but their level was too low, so that they could not start to investigate. After all, their own contact are the world's top level of people. Zhang Xuan had no choice but to covertly protect Lin Qinghan, slowly investigate who is trying to disadvantage Lin Qinghan, which became a son-in-law, even though Zhang Xuan knew that Lin Qinghan despised himself, but he still enjoyed such a day, as long as every day to see this angel in his life, satisfied, she brought light to his world, let himself believe in the most desperate times, this world is not as cold and heartless as he saw. After learning that there were killers out, Zhang Xuan said hello to Dean Qui, wearing his beach pants white undershirt and stepping on a pair of flip-flops, he walked towards Lin's building. Seeing that Zhang Xuan was leaving, Qinru walked up to Zhang Xuan and fell to him and said, do you want me to give you a ride? Qinru wanted to get up close and personal with this man. His love for children, his affection for family, all fascinated Qinru, who wanted to get to know him deeply and get acquainted with him. No need. Zhang Xuan waved his hand and refused, did not say one more word to Qinru. Even the eyes did not stay on Qinru for one more second. Qinru looked at Zhang Xuan's back as he left, and that reticent look caused a pang of loss to pass through Qinru's beautiful eyes. The Lin's building is located in the center of the CBD of Yinzhou City, and can be considered the most conspicuous building in the entire CBD. The 22-story building symbolizes the huge wealth of the Lins. On the highest floor of Lin's, in the president's office, Lin Qinghan hung up her father's phone, while learning about her situation from his mouth. About why someone wants his life, Lin Qinghan is not clear. To say what offended people, Lin Qinghan can only say, their own business. Offended people, is too much. Think carefully, each one may want their own life. After all, business battles, although bloodless, but also the loser will end up with a broken home. Many people from the rich, overnight became nothing, and finally chose to mount the rooftop, a leap down. Chapter 7. Zhang Jing sat on the leather sofa in the office, drinking the fine black tea brewed for her by Lina in the secret room, a tea that could reduce the accumulation of abdominal fat and was loved by women. At the same time, Zhang Jing's personal information was also prepared by Li Na and placed in front of Lin Qinghan. Zhang Jing, 23 years old, 18 years old, had won the Provincial Women's Fighting Championship, after serving in the military, joined the Women's Special Operations Brigade, 5 years, carried out 17 missions, won personal first-class merit twice, second-class merit 5 times, third-class merit once, proficient in sparring, free fighting, counter-terrorism stability, after 5 years of service chose to retire, set up a women's bodyguard company, just 1 month, has a loud name in the industry. Specializing in some male bodyguards cannot do the close protection. After seeing this information, Lin Qinghan still had some admiration for Zhang Jing, just like men would envy the 8-pack abs of the same men. A strong woman like Lin Qinghan also had some envy for Zhang Jing's personal strength. Lin Qinghan closed Zhang Jing's information, looked at Zhang Jing and said, "My father explained to me that from today, you will live in my place, but in advance, there is another person in my family, he may make you feel disgusted." Zhang Jing did not make a reply to Lin Qinghan's words. Lin Qinghan smiled and looked at the watch on her wrist. It was almost 12 o'clock. "Let's go eat first, I'll also introduce you to our company to facilitate your future work." Lin Qinghan got up from the boss's chair, organized a slightly creased black skirt, slender and straight legs impeccable. Zhang Jing put down the teacup in her hand and said to Lin Qinghan, "Mr. Lin, I think we should deal with the wiretap in your office before we eat." "A wiretap?" Lin Qinghan's eyebrows furrowed together because of Zhang Jing's words. She never knew that in her office, there was a wiretap. Looking at General Manager Lin's expression, she shouldn't know about the existence of the bug.
Zhang Jing got up, and saw her feel around several corners of the office, and then took out 3 small bugs from under the flower pots, the corner of the wall, and the innermost part of the bookshelf respectively.
Seeing these, Lin Qinghan's face is particularly ugly. "These 3 bugs, I do not know how long they have been placed in their own office, and how many things they have been listened to, who in the end did this?" Lin Qinghan, in anger at the existence of the wiretaps, also counted clearly understand the ability of Zhang Jing, worthy of a professional bodyguard. Zhang Xuan came to the downstairs of Lin's building, looked at the time, just after the point of lunch. As a business center, the CBD is naturally full of snack stores of all kinds. Zhang Xuan looked around and found a coffee shop where he could see the floor-to-ceiling windows of Lin Qinghan's office and walked in, choosing to sit at the window, where he could observe Lin's building with the best line of sight. Once there is any wind, Zhang Xuan can rush to Lin's building at the first time. Of course, before the killer appears, Zhang Xuan will not actively reveal any horses. The majority of white-collar workers in the CBD, coffee shops are filled with petty sentiments, soothing soft music in Zhang Xuan's ears as soon as he entered the door, the store more than some green vegetation on the trellis. Zhang Xuan took a look. There were not too many people in the coffee shop. A girl who looked just 17 or 18 years old, was talking to her cell phone screen, talking to herself like something. There was also a male salesman in a shirt who was trying to sell his products to the customer sitting across from him. Zhang Xuan asked for some pastries and a cup of the cheapest cappuccino and was eating slowly, looking out the window. After about half an hour, Zhang Xuan locked onto 6 targets. There are 6 people, have been wandering outside the Lin building, all male, 30-something, 2 of them, each driving an old pickup truck, the remaining 4, their attention all on the Lin building, and the eyes if not all glance to the highest floor. These 6 people in the crowded CBD, it is difficult to be noticed, but cannot escape Zhang Xuan's eyes. Zhang Xuan just got up, ready to go to the 6 people subdued, and then carefully questioned, only to see Lin Qinghan walked out of Lin's building, in Lin Qinghan's side, also followed by a woman with a wheat skin tone, the 2 women completely different skin color, forming a stark contrast. Zhang Xuan just a glance, can see that the woman beside Lin Qinghan, is a practitioner. Her gaze, moment by moment, is paying attention to the surrounding. She walks the footsteps, each step taken just the right distance. Her body, moment by moment, maintains a ready-to-power state. Zhang Xuan thought for a moment, gave up the idea of subduing those 6 people first, walked out of the coffee shop, towards Lin Qinghan. That Lin Qinghan took Zhang Jing to have some lunch at the company. Because of the discovery of the office bugging, Lin Qinghan some sit down, want to take Zhang Jing home, to see if the home is also planted on these things. Lin Qinghan had just gone out when he saw a disgusting figure walking towards him. He had clearly warned him not to come to himself. "Mr. Lin." Zhang Xuan walked up to Lin Qinghan with a smiling face, which was so disgusting in Lin Qinghan's eyes. "What are you doing here?" Lin Qinghan looked at the unkempt Zhang Xuan. Zhang Xuan, height of 1 m 8, does not look thin, looks, can also be described as handsome, but let Lin Qinghan is not like, because she knows, no matter how good this man's appearance, cannot change the fact that he eats soft rice, and look at his white undershirt, beach pants, flip-flops dress, let people see the first glance, will be associated with the word sloppy. Zhang Xuan smiled at Lin Qinghan and said, "Mr. Lin, can I ask you to borrow $500, and I will pay you back next month when I get paid?" This is the most suitable excuse Zhang Xuan can find. He cannot tell Lin Qinghan, "Someone wants to kill you, I came to protect you." Lin Qinghan heard this, the eyes of the disgust can be thick. She did not bother to say so much to Zhang Xuan, directly took out $500 to Zhang Xuan. "Money to you, do not return, anyway, your so-called salary is also my family's money, do not appear in front of the company." After saying that, Lin Qinghan also did not care about Zhang Xuan, took Zhang Jing and went to the parking lot. When she reached the car, Lin Qinghan found that Zhang Xuan was still following her, with that annoying smile on her face all the time. "What are you following me for?" "Chief Lin, where are you going?" Zhang Xuan asked, while he was also secretly sizing up Zhang Jing. "Go home." Lin Qinghan didn't even bother to say you care about me or something like that, because she knew that once she said it, this deadbeat man would definitely get to the bottom of it and annoy people. "Then it's just as well, take me with you." Zhang Xuan rubbed his hands, "Or I'll take a taxi back, the fare is too expensive." Can't sit down. Lin Qinghan refused without even thinking, while pointing to her Mercedes GT, which only has 2 seats. Chapter 8. Take my car. Zhang Jing suddenly spoke at this time, pressed the car key in his hand. A Volkswagen Jetta made 2 drops. Zhang Jing saw Lin Qinghan cast a discontented look at himself and smiled at Lin Qinghan. General Lin, this is the person you mentioned to me before? Yes. Lin Qinghan nodded. At this time, Zhang Xuan had already playfully sat in the back row of Zhang Jing's VW. Let's go Mr. Lin, let's go to your house first. Zhang Jing beckoned to Lin Qinghan. Lin Qinghan had no choice but to get into Zhang Jing's car. After she sat on the passenger side, she deliberately leaned the seat forward and only gave up when she couldn't lean anymore. She wanted to keep herself as far away from Zhang Xuan as possible. Zhang Xuan did not seem to realize how much Lin Qinghan hated himself, sitting there and laughing, and kept talking to Zhang Jing, saying that he had never seen Zhang Jing before, asking if Zhang Jing was a new employee. Although Zhang Jing knows that Lin Qinghan hates Zhang Xuan, but she herself cannot substitute this emotion, because they were hired not only to protect Lin Qinghan, but also received the task of incidentally protecting Lin Qinghan's husband. To put it bluntly, this man in the car is also his own employer. The vehicle just drove on the street, gradually to the water town of Seaside.
Zhang Xuan looked at all the way in the playful joking. In fact, his attention has been placed outside the car. Clearly see, the 2 pickups that he noticed earlier, always follow the car.
The VW drove into the neighborhood. Zhang Jing drove towards the villa area under Lin Qinghan's direction.
Just when he was about to reach home, Zhang Xuan saw that the road in front of him was blocked.
On the motorway of the district, there were 2 pickup trucks parked horizontally, blocking the middle of the road. The car could not drive through. Zhang Jing hit the horn twice. The 2 cars in front of them simply moved like, helpless. Lin Qinghan had to let Zhang Jing back up and command another road, but just when Zhang Jing was ready to back up, 2 more pickups came from behind, and then parked horizontally, blocking the road completely. At this moment, Zhang Jing realized that something was wrong and gave Lin Qinghan said to stay in the car and get out.
Zhang Jing just opened the car door. Just behind the 2 pickup trucks, a total of 6 men came down, with a fierce smile on the corners of their mouths, towards Zhang Jing, their hands, all holding short daggers.
At the same time, the 2 pickups blocking the front road, also came down 5 people, all male, completely surrounded the Volkswagen. Girl, if you know what you're doing, get lost. Grandpa only wants the life of the woman in the car. The leader of a male waved a short dagger in his hand and said towards Zhang Jing. Just by you guys? Zhang Jing swept around the 11 people, contempt in her eyes. Little girl, if you don't know what you're doing, you'll be killed. Since you don't listen to me, Grandpa doesn't care about killing one more person. The leader of the male stride towards Zhang Jing rushed, raised the dagger in his hand, fiercely towards Zhang Jing's face. This scene, let sitting in the passenger side of Lin Qinghan through the windshield to see clearly, when the other party raised the dagger, ruthlessly stabbed down the moment, Lin Qinghan screamed, subconsciously cover the eyes, a heart poof beat. When did she ever see such a scene? Even a man, seeing someone with a knife to commit murder, will be afraid. Boom! A sound, so Lin Qinghan tightly closed eyes open, she saw, just also holding a dagger stabbed Zhang Jing's male, has fallen on the car's big cover. Zhang Jing is now surrounded by several dagger-wielding males, each knife towards Zhang Jing's vitals stabbed. Zhang Jing narrowly dodged, give return fire. Lin Qinghan trembling out of the phone, ready to call the police, but found that last night did not charge the phone but in this critical moment without power off. Lin Qinghan hate this phone towards the side of a throw, then she remembered that there is still a person in the back seat, then shouted, Zhang Xuan, quick! Quickly call the police. Call the community security. Lin Qinghan shouted, found Zhang Xuan did not answer himself, turned his head to look, found Zhang Xuan has long been in the back seat. Lin Qinghan gaze, found the figure of Zhang Xuan, he did not know when, has slipped out of the car, running towards their own villa, not stopping for a moment, as if already scared out of their wits. Zhang Xuan this cowardly appearance, let Lin Qinghan heart hate, how, they found a husband like this. Zhang Xuan ran into the villa compound. He could see that the 11 males, simply not Zhang Jing's opponent, with Zhang Jing can completely deal with, and himself, there are other things to do. Pushing open the villa door, Zhang Xuan looked at the vacant living room and said aloud, what's the point of sneaking around? Oh, it's not really sneaking around, I just don't want to be confused with that bunch of mongrels outside. Being able to find me proves that you still have some skills. From the stairs leading to the second floor from the living room, came down a male wearing a suit. The other party looked less than 30, with a faint smile on his face. The moment Zhang Xuan saw the other party, his face changed violently, filled with anger. The floor he mopped just before leaving the door was stepped on, dirty, up, tisk. This angry expression on the face, I really enjoy it, you know, I killed those people. Every time I left me the last expression, only 2, horror and anger. The suit male very elegantly took out a cigarette from his pocket, put it in his mouth and lit it. After taking a vicious puff, narrowed his eyes looked at Zhang Xuan through the smoke he exhaled. Put out the cigarette for me. My wife doesn't allow smoking. Yo. What a family-oriented man, you'll be dead soon and shouldn't care about that. The man in the suit didn't seem to be in a hurry to make a move. It was also his habit to enjoy the target's reaction before he died before killing. Only, this time the other party's reaction was something he had never encountered before. I told you to put out the smoke. Zhang Xuan emphasized once again, while walking towards the man in the suit. What if I were to say no? The man in the suit hung a smile on his face and deliberately took another hard puff. Then die. Zhang Xuan's voice, without any emotional color, his eyes, like a fierce beast, stared at the man in the suit to death. In Zhang Xuan's gaze, the man in the suit actually felt a hint of fear, a fear that gave him a sense of distraction. Kid, you seek death. The man in the suit threw the lit cigarette in his hand at Zhang Xuan fiercely, no longer wanting to continue with his nonsense, and with one hand forming a claw, he grabbed towards Zhang Xuan's neck, wanting to crush Zhang Xuan's throat. Too slow. Zhang Xuan's emotionless voice sounded in the suit man's ears. The man in the suit was shocked and just wanted to change his move when he felt a bone-chilling pain on his arm. A pain that instantly made him break out in a cold sweat. His outstretched arm, surprisingly, was twisted off. Before the man in the suit had time to react to what happened, his body, three more no less than the pain of a broken arm at the same time, almost in an instant, his other arm, as well as both legs, were all broken off. Chapter 9. The man in the suit, whose legs were broken, knelt on the ground with a poof, his hands hung down helplessly. The light smile on his face had long disappeared and turned into panic, and on his forehead, cold sweat kept emerging. Zhang Xuan noticed the back of the suit man's neck. There is a shallow tattoo. Zhang Xuan frowned. Dark Knight's assassin? Who sent you? The man in the suit swallowed hard when he heard Zhang Xuan say the words Dark Knight. It was rare for someone to be able to say the name of the organization so lightly. You actually know about Dark Knight? The man in the suit's eyes widened. Is it mysterious? Zhang Xuan asked rhetorically. Say it, who sent you here? I can leave you a whole body. Ha, ha, ha. The man in the suit took a breath and laughed twice. Since you know Dark Knight, you should be clear that we, Dark Knight, never reveal the identity of our employers even if we are dead. Zhang Xuan tilted his head for 2 seconds, then spoke. Also right. The rules still have to be observed. See the tattoo on the back of your neck. You should be one of the 13 sons of the Dark Knight. I heard that you 13 sons of the Dark Knight love each other. I now give you a choice. Either violate the rules of your organization and tell me who the employer is, or I kill all your remaining 12 brothers and sisters. Arrogance.
The man in the suit knelt on the ground. I admit, you are strong, I am no match for you at all, but do you really think you can take on the entire 13 Sons of Darkness?
How many people in this world dare to say such words? Not many, yes, but I am one of them. Zhang Xuan said in a very flat tone. Where did you get the confidence? Just by virtue of you being able to defeat me? The man in the suit sneered. With this, Zhang Xuan took out a dark golden ring from his beach pants pocket and raised his eyebrows gently. Is it enough? The moment he saw this ring, the man in the suit's pupils underwent a violent contraction, and his voice was trembling as he spoke. Saint Ring, it's you, it's you, it's you. The body of the man in the suit, or unconsciously trembling, even if he just mentioned death, did not show such an unbearable. How about it, are you convinced now? Zhang Xuan put the ring back into his pants pocket and looked at the man in the suit.
I never thought that I would be lucky enough to fight with the legendary Satan, ha ha ha.
Okay, I can tell you who your employer is, but you have to promise that you won't make a move on my brothers and sisters. You are not qualified to make conditions with me. There was a chill in Zhang Xuan's voice. 3 seconds, tell my employer, then die. The man in the suit let out a miserable laugh. The employer's surname is Su, a Yanjing native. After saying that, the man in the suit bit the poison hidden behind his teeth, his eyes rolled over, and the whole person fell forward and fell in front of Zhang Xuan. Surname Su? Yanjing? Zhang Xuan did not even look at the dead man in the suit, muttered, after sending a text message out. Zhang Xuan dragged the corpse, walked out of the north door of the living room, went to the backyard, waved his hand in the air. A black shadow swept in, carried the corpse, said nothing, and disappeared again. Zhang Xuan returned to the living room, confirming that the room did not leave any signs of a fight, before walking towards the main door south of the living room. Coincidentally, Lin Qinghan and Zhang Jing also walked in through the front door. Lin Qinghan's pretty face, covered with a chill, just now Zhang Xuan's cowardly appearance, she saw clearly. Hey, Mr. Lin, the tea has been brewed for you, enjoy it. Zhang Xuan brought a cup of brewed tea in front of Lin Qinghan. Lin Qinghan coldly glanced at Zhang Xuan, did not say anything, and did not bother to take this cup of tea he handed over. She had nothing more to say to Zhang Xuan. Today's matter, let her decide, immediately call her father, and tell this man to get lost. Zhang Jing looked at Zhang Xuan's gaze, also with some contempt. A man, when his wife is in danger, run away first? Zhang Xuan saw that Lin Qinghan was in a bad mood, a trembling smile, and went back to his bedroom. He called the handsome youth and told the handsome youth to tell him to check the entire Yanjing surname Su, all over again. When Zhang Xuan finished dealing with these things, Zhang Jing also checked the villa once, so Lin Qinghan mood a little better is that the villa was not bugged or something like that. In fact, these things, a month ago, had long been disposed of by Zhang Xuan. Lin Qinghan sat in the living room. The more she thought about Zhang Xuan's appearance just now, the more annoyed she became. She was just about to call her father and tell him about Zhang Xuan's cowardly performance. When the phone rang, it was her father calling. Qinghan, you and Xiao Zhang come to D Shank now, on the newly opened enamel restaurant. Zheng Chu the boy came back from abroad. Your Uncle Zheng and Aunt Zheng have invited you. Lin Qinghan listened to her father's words on the phone and swallowed her words to tell Zhang Xuan to get lost. The Zheng family and the Lin family is a family friend. Lin Qinghan outstanding appearance, since childhood by the pursuit of Zheng Chu. But Lin Qinghan to Zheng Chu, that is not interested at all. This is a family spoiled second generation. As far as Lin Qinghan know, Zhang Chu at the age of 15 and his tutor relationship, that is a college student, Zhang Chu knocked up her belly, directly kicked her away, after the private life is to be more chaotic as much as possible. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you are getting into. When Lin Qinghan heard Zhang Chu and his parents, he knew what they wanted. In between Zhang Chu and Zhang Xuan, Lin Qinghan is obviously able to accept Zhang Xuan more, although this person is a bit cowardly, scrappy, but at least do things that do not make people feel like vomiting. In the past year, Desante Enamel Restaurant can be said to be one of the most famous restaurants in Yinzhou City. In the spirit of the original flavor, let people feel the deepest enamel style features. This restaurant, from the decoration style to the service staff, are full of enamel style. Lin Qinghan chose a random supercar in the villa compound and drove Zhang Xuan here. The first time he got out of the car, Zhang Xuan did not have time to speak. He felt a slender jade arm holding on his arm, and saw Lin Qinghan standing beside him with a gentle face. Han, completely missing the indifferent look at home, looking at Lin Qinghan's actions and look at this time, it would really make people feel that she is a small woman snuggled in the arms of her husband. Zhang Xuan subconsciously reached out and wrapped his arms around Lin Qinghan's waist, and the moment he touched it, he felt the slenderness and softness. Lin Qinghan's delicate body trembled slightly, and the smile on her face was extremely unnatural. Take your hand away. Oh, Zhang Xuan rubbed his nose and obediently took away the big hand that was wrapped around Lin Qinghan's waist. Lin Qinghan glared at Zhang Xuan, although there is a gentle smile on his face, but the words still carry a chill. Wait, go and don't talk much. You and I try to show a little love. When I ask you what you want when ordering food, you just let me decide, understand? Zhang Xuan nodded and raised a hand, guaranteed to complete the task explained by Mr. Lin. Chapter 10. Lin Qinghan held Zhang Xuan's arm and walked towards the door of the restaurant. Her looks plus her delicate body drew many people's frequent glances, but Zhang Xuan's beach pants and wide undershirt made people snicker. Coming to such a high-end restaurant, dressed like this? Don't you think it's off the mark? Zhang Xuan does not care how outsiders look at him. More experience. Many things have been light. Push open the heavy door of the restaurant. In front of the unfolding is a huge space of luxurious style. The ceiling gorgeous crystal chandelier cast a light, so that the whole restaurant looks elegant and quiet. Soft saxophone music filled the entire restaurant, such as an invisible smoke spreading, slowly occupying the human mind, so that it is difficult to feel nervous and angry again. Ailanthus emitted a burst of fragrance, not thick nor demonic, but if anything, changing the complex mood of people, courteous waiters, quiet guests, from time to time, whispering and laughing. The environment is quiet and beautiful. Looking at the decoration style of the restaurant, Zhang Xuan could not help but nod, although not the original enamel style all show, but also a few mood. See the restaurant operator as the intention. The entrance of the two attracted a lot of eyes. Apparently beautiful women are pleasing to the eye. The surrounding people seem to look directly. Zhang Xuan ignored, all placed on Lin Qinghan. This situation Lin Qinghan has long been accustomed to, not a bit of shortness, seemingly generous. Zhang Xuan scanned a circle, quickly identified the target, the most conspicuous table in the entire restaurant. There are 3 men and a woman sitting there, and the rest of the restaurant, the 3 men and a woman's eyes are gathered on their own. One of the man and a woman is quite old, looks about to 50, the man a country face leaked vicissitudes. This is the years in his body left traces. Apparently the first half of this man's life experience is not very smooth. And then look at the woman, more than 40 years old noblewoman appearance, hanging a pearl necklace around the neck, well maintained. There is a kind of Shu Niang half-old charm in it. Zhang Xuan saw, in the pair of middle-aged men and women, also sat a 20-something youth. The youth wore wearing a Romo flower color shirt, is now hanging a sinister smile looking at himself. Zhang Xuan knew that this youth should be Zheng Chu, just that middle-aged man and woman, is Zheng Chu's parents, Zheng Kai and Wang Kongfeng. Lin Qinghan's father Lin Jianyu Zhang Xuan is acquainted with. Lin Jianyu is a middle-aged man who looks very amiable. Dad. Lin Qinghan held Zhang Xuan's arm and came to the table. When Lin Qinghan finished calling out to Dad, Zhang Xuan also called out nonchalantly. Come, sit. Lin Jianyu greeted, little Zhang Ah, let me introduce you. This is your uncle Zheng and auntie Wang. This is Zheng Chu. You are about the same age, you should get closer in the future. Forget it, Uncle Lin, close is not necessary, said near the vermilion is red. I do not want to become such a look of dirtbag. Lin Jianyu's voice had just fallen when Zheng Chu, who had a sinister face, spoke up. When Zheng Chu's parents heard their son talking like that, instead of a little rebuke, they had some encouraging looks on their faces. Qinghan, I heard that you got married. This is the person you married? Zheng Chu's face was full of disdain. It looks like your vision is not good. Qinghan, this child of yours is also really, how to say married. Wang Kongfeng also spoke. You say you, married to such a bumpkin. Even my Xiaochu Atou is not as good. Hurry up, divorce, forget. Zheng Chu and Wang Kongfeng just opened their mouths without any concealment, not caring about Zhang Xuan's feelings. Who am I marrying? It seems that there is no need for a few outsiders to point fingers here, right? Lin Qinghan spoke with an unhappy face. Outsiders? Qinghan, how can you think that we are outsiders? If you want to talk about outsiders, there is only this one outsider present, right? Zheng Chu pointed at Zhang Xuan, with a strong meaning of targeting. Lin Jianyu sat aside and laughed. We won't get involved in the affairs of the younger generation. Let's order food and eat first. Yes, order food for dinner. Zheng Chu's father Zheng Kai also said. Zheng Chu smiled confidently, snapped his fingers and called the waiter. Because of maintaining that original enamel style, the waiters in this enamel restaurant were also all enamel people, in which the communication between the customers and the waiters were all in Awen, and there were only two types of notes on the menu, Awen and enamel. Zhang Chu half leaned back on the seat behind him, took the menu handed to him by the waiter, gave Zhang Xuan another flirtatious glance, and then started ordering in a combination of Awen and Enwen.
Most people's awareness of enamel is still very low. After all, it is not as widespread as Yingwen. In Zhang Chu's method of pronouncing Yingwen combined with enamel seems very high-end to the uninitiated, but in Zhang Xuan's eyes, it is obviously funny.
This is like a foreigner to China, do not know the Chinese language, in order to express a thing in hands and feet, from time to say a lame words of summer language kind of feeling, but this foreigner still think they express very clear, a face of confidence look. For Zhang Chu this expression method, the restaurant waiter has obviously seen a lot, has been smiling in the face, from the other party's lame enamel to distinguish the other party in the end want to order what kind of food. In the process of ordering, Zhang Chu glanced at Zhang Xuan from time to time, looking arrogant. Zhang Chu's mother Wang Kongfeng did the same, as if to say, look how good my son is, and then look at this thing dressed like a bumpkin. Zhang Chu finished ordering and handed the menu to Zhang Xuan. Well, you can order whatever you want, you don't have to pay for this meal. Zhang Xuan looked at the menu in Zhang Chu's hand and thought of what Lin Qinghan had just confided in him, so he shook his head and said, it's better to let Qinghan order for me. What, don't know enamel? If you don't have culture, don't lick your face to come to this kind of high-class place, okay. Zhang Chu gave a disdainful laugh and handed the menu over towards Lin Qinghan. Lin Qinghan took the menu, one jade hand kept flipping through the menu, frowning slightly. Although this enamel restaurant had been open for more than a year, but it was the first time she came, many of the enamel on it she simply could not understand, although there were notes in Awen, but some special ingredients had to be pronounced in enamel to work. With such a menu, it made Lin Qinghan a little worried for a while, not knowing what to order.
Zhang Chu, who was sitting across from Lin Qinghan, spoke up at this time. Qinghan, you are usually busy with work most of the time and have never been to this restaurant, why don't you let me choose for you?
With that, Zhang Chu reached out to take the menu from Lin Qinghan's hand. Zhang Chu to really take the menu to order for Lin Qinghan, that can be said to be humiliating. Zhang Xuan, your wife's dishes, to help other men to order? But when Zhang Chu's hand reached halfway, he saw the menu in Lin Qinghan's hand was picked up by another person, and he saw that the little punk actually flipped the menu. Who is he? This is a place for high-class people to come. He, a lowly person, is honored to come in, and still has the face to turn over the menu here? What qualifications does he have for a person who is a member of the Lin family?